Can we go show everybody the yard? We gotta show them the new updates. Yeah, the yard. Let's go out in the yard. Okay, let's go. Let's go. There's a lot of things I'm excited about right now in the yard, but this tower has been doing so good and has been making so many pretty flowers. But look, you guys, remember we put some lily bulbs in at the beginning of the year? We have some flowers here and here and here, and actually the container out front that we planted, that one has one too, more of a, I think it's the stargazer one, but it looks like we're going to have some more here. But this tower is really doing well. I was a little worried after the hail, but oh man, it's gotten a lot better. Love, love, love. We're over here on the side of the house, and tomatoes are doing okay. I've been actually getting some of these beautiful sun sugar tomatoes. Been enjoying them. They're some of my favorite ones. Nice, juicy orange ones. The bigger ones, I don't know how they're gonna do out here, but we're trying. Keep them. That's good. Yeah, I'm trying to keep them watered. I obviously don't have the automatic watering system like I did in Florida. Just something we're working on, but we're having a little bit of a water problem with the leakage, but we'll talk about that later. Let's go check out these. Our finger key lime is doing well. It has sustained some damage from the hail, and at one point, like a week or two ago, I saw little flowers on here, and I was like, oh, that might be fruit. And then we pretty much immediately got more little hail, and I can't find them anymore. So who knows if we'll get some. Obviously the raspberries are over here now. They're in more sun. They're definitely greening up and doing well. Just wanted to show you guys for scale. Our apple tree and our weeping willow tree are doing well. They're finally starting to really get some momentum and start drinking that water, because it felt like it was going on weeks at a time when I wasn't watering them, because I would put water in, in the Earthbox, and it wakes up and it just comes out this little spout here if there's extra, and it just kept constantly overflowing. But now they're starting to consume a lot more, which is great. Over here, oh man, the roses have been through it. These have been beautiful. They were a much more vibrant yellow a few days ago, but the sun obviously bleaches them out. These are our sunbeam verandas. Hoping to put these out front someday when they get a little bit bigger. Red is hard to pick up, or pink on camera, but this is my very first Delish rose. It is beautiful, a very high petal count, and I hope someday we can get it to be 3-4 feet and just have tons and tons of blooms, because I think this one is going to be a very pretty in mass bloomer someday. This one over here is our enchanted piece. It did have a bloom on it over here that ended up getting trimmed. It was very washed out from what I was expecting, but there's more coming in, and there's a lot of growth, so that's all we can ask for. Didn't feel that yet. This one, you can tell, is definitely seeing some of the side effects of the bright sun out here. This is Sweet Spirit. Not quite the same color, but pretty close as our Delish. Whoops. But a much lower petal count. You want to check out the flower petals? Yeah. Oh, thank you. I get kisses. Okay, you come check out. So that one's doing good. And then pearlescent over here, you guys remember seeing that. That one took a lot of damage from that hailstorm about a month or so ago, and it just didn't recover. Everything went brown. I trimmed it back. We'll see if there's anything in there, but I think we're gonna mark that one as a loss. Wally, what do you think? Yeah, handsome boy. Before we talk about more of the vegetables over here, I wanted to show you guys more of the structure. We're still playing with our maker pipe stuff, trying to figure out what we can use to make a good potential greenhouse where, hopefully some of these plants will survive the winter. Like, obviously the tomatoes aren't, but I'm hoping we can make some sort of structure that we can keep the roses and some of our trees in, because I really just don't want to have to put them in the garage. So if I can get them in a container, that's something we're looking at. And then I'm also kind of considering a big dome structure over here, but we'll talk about that later. We're finally starting to get some hummingbirds. over here, which I'm super excited about. We're having a problem with the ants, so I'm refreshing the water quite often. Did have it hanging up on the porch, but they were literally just crawling up and eating it, so we decided no more of that. We've got some beautiful collards. They've been nibbled on a lot, but honestly, that's fine for a bait crop for me. There's more tomatoes back here. I don't know if you can tell, but they're in there. More of our sun cherry, because I put a ton of those in. Another one. Yep. These are just regular cherry tomatoes. You could tell they're literally just a cherry tomato. Nothing fancy. So, good. They're doing okay. I'm having a hard time getting my squash and zucchini pollinated. I let stuff go to seed. I left the bait crop stuff there. Not having a ton of luck. Truthfully, I forget to pollinate them myself, at least when the flowers are open. The hanging basket of flowers, I need to trim some more, but it's doing really well. I'm not really experienced with these types of plants, so I consider it a mostly success that it's still alive. Meanwhile, we have moose in his natural habitat over here. It's hanging out in the grass, eating the grass. Oh, hello, Wally. I guess while we're here, we'll talk about the tumblers. Actually, no, we'll talk about our towers first. Our green stalks are doing well. Can't remember everything that I put down in them, but we have some sunflowers. I think that is a jacky little pumpkin. Nasturtium's coming in. I have squash on both of them, but I have realized that if I put it really layers, maybe 3 down, that a certain fluffy caterpillar likes to snack on them. So you can tell there's like big leaf chunks missing out of those, which is unfortunate. Trying to shut that down, but he's sneaking. In our trap crops, working like a gem. We have been getting some strawberries, which is exciting, but otherwise this is just kind of like a little bit of a crapshoot right now. Some stuff is doing okay. We have like some basil coming in, some of our amaranth spinach, but not a whole ton of any one thing. You guys can probably tell these are new poles. We didn't buy them, we just brought them with us from Florida, but we're thinking of figuring out some sort of way to make like an extra run off of this structure here that we can run hoses to set up an automatic watering system, because I liked what I did in Florida, but it's a pain in the butt to set up and maintain, and I don't really know what we're doing. So if I can just run a hose and have it on a timer just dripping into the top there, I think that'll be good. So we're thinking of getting like a splitter, so one end goes here and then the other one goes up and over. But I'm pretty sure by the time we get that set up, we'll have to pull it in because of a frost warning. And you guys can probably tell that there are now not one, but 2 tumblers for our compost up there. If you've been watching any of the warm-up updates, you probably know that we're off to a very slow start. So since this tumbler on both chambers is full right now, I figured, you know what, let's just get another one and we'll start that. So I loaded up with a ton of paper from packing materials that we had left over and put some food in there, and I'm going to be tracking the total amount of food and paper we put in both of them to see, just curious how much we generate versus how much we can, get out of it over time. So yay, now we have 2 tumblers running. This is going to be the one that I prioritize, so this one is constantly going to be filled, and then we'll wait for that one to, as that's filled and breaking down, we'll switch over to this one. But this is kind of going to be our overflow one. Speaking of overflow, all in all, this Earthbox area back here did okay this year. I don't know if you can tell how jumbo the tomatoes are on that. It is huge. And those were tomatoes that didn't come from seed. They actually came from a cutting during one of the storms, and I just happened to stick it over there because the ones that I put in from seed didn't take. But yeah, other than maybe doing a little mowing of some sort out here, things are going pretty well in the yard, and pretty pleased with ourselves. And I'm excited that we have more space for our tumblers while our worms are getting up to speed. Right, Wally? Those worms, they're taking it slow. taking it slow, getting used to their new habitat. All right, well, we're gonna go in before everybody wakes up and starts barking at each other, but thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. I'm Alessandra. This is Wally. This big guy's Moose. Thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, bye. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't saying bye to you, Wally. I was saying bye to our friends. No, you're staying with me, buddy. You silly boy. Yeah, we were saying bye to our friends. Oh, yeah. Thought I should include this. Our lilies are doing well. Pretty much nothing else that we put in out here is doing well. We got our first stargazers. Pretty excited about that. Also kind of wondering why the spacing needs to be so close or so far away, but you know what? I think next year we'll just put some more smaller flowers or herbs or something in to kind of help fill in. But something grew.